Welcome to part 9 of my GameCube collection. Gonna show more games off, so here we go. Here we have From Russia with Love, the James Bond game after GoldenEye, I think that's the name of the one. I forgot which that game, the other one I had, but this is the sequel with Sean Connery reprising his role as James Bond, who passed away 5 months ago, something like that. Yeah, he recently passed away. They kind of brought back the gameplay from sort of from the second James Bond game, but it's a little more updated. It's not bad though. It's kind of like you're playing a James Bond movie on a game. Well, you are, but like obviously, but it's like a different version. But there's the disc and the manual. If you can get it for cheap, it's good. True Crime New York City. Love this game. Basically GTA on the GameCube, because GTA owners obviously didn't get any games on the GameCube. But this is really fun. You get to be a cop and you get to arrest people and you get to take over, beat up gangs. It's really cool. I like this one more than the first one. The first one had its moments, but this one, in my opinion, was a lot better. And no, I have not played Sleeping Dogs yet. I got to. There's the manual and there's the disc, and my copy actually came with the I think it's here still. Is it here? Yeah, this. Disclaimer, this game is not approved, endorsed, or connected in any way to the New York City Police Department. This game is fictional and does not represent the views, policies, or practices of the NYPD. So I found that cool that that sticker, or that little thing, is still in there after so long, but it's pretty cool. I highly recommend it. I also recommend the first True Crime game too. But yeah. Viewtiful Joe. This one had a really weird gameplay style. It was almost like a comic book kind of. It had cel-shaded graphics. It wasn't bad, but it's very weird and it takes a while to get used to, for sure. I heard there was a Viewtiful Joe anime, but I've never seen it. But yeah, there's the manual and the disc art. Yeah, if you can get past like some of the weirdness and of it, it's pretty fun. It's also on the PS2. And here's the second one. I haven't played it yet, but I'll have to beat the first one to really play this one. But from what I've heard, it's basically the same thing. And I don't have Viewtiful Joe 3, but one of these days I'll get that. Here's the manual and there's the disc. But yeah, that's my thoughts on Viewtiful Joe. Driven, based on the Sylvester Stallone movie of the same name. I got this for cheap. It's hard. It's probably one of the harder games I played. Like, you have to be absolutely perfect when you're playing this game. Like, you can't mess up once, because if you do, you'll have to start the track all over again. And it's a pain. Here's the manual and the disc. Like, there's this one level where you have to chase this other car down the streets, and you have to be, like, absolutely perfect. And I tried that level like over 100 times until I finally beat it. It's tricky. It's really tricky. It's fun, but it's just really hard. Expect it to be very, very hard. But yeah, this is the GameCube port. The original came out in 01, I think. But yeah. Bionicle, based on the Lego playset, you know. The Bionicle like play series, like set series or whatever. This is pretty fun. I remember the Bionicle commercials when I was a kid. But this game isn't too bad. I've never played the sequel, but I heard that one's a little better. There's the manual and the disc. Basically, a bunch of, you know, robot Lego people, you know, it's fun. Especially if you have, like, some younger siblings, they would really like this game, I feel. Maybe I'll do a gameplay of it one day, you never know. FZero GX. One of the fastest Gamecube games I've ever played, and probably one of the hardest Gamecube games I've actually played. It's a very fun racing game, very intense, very, very intense. 30 pilots, 20 courses, 1 champion. This is actually really expensive. Like, I paid like a lot for this. I'm not gonna say the exact amount, but let's just say it wasn't cheap. There's the manual and there is the disc art. But yeah, if you like really fast racing games, then this is for you. I'll give you a word of advice. Always use the boosters. Like, the boosters that you see on the tracks, just use them every chance you get, because without them, you're not going to win this game. Just saying. But it's good. And speaking of fast racing games, Extreme G Racing for the Gamecube. Acclaim's answer to FZero, if you ask me. Like FZero GX, this one is also very tricky and super fast. And I heard it's really good. No, I have played it. It is good. Not as good as FZero GX, but still very fun. I don't have the other one on the Gamecube, but I will get that one day. Here's the disc and the manual. Yeah, Acclaim did a really good job when they made this game, I think. Too bad they shut down like a couple years after this. I mean, 2001, yeah, so a couple years after, so. Haven't really played this one too much, but it's based on Flushed Away. It's Flushed Away, based on the movie. I had the Game Boy Advance version of this for a long time. Well, really my brother did, but I got the console version and I played it for about 20 minutes and just never got around to doing it. It's definitely a enjoyable game. It's just, you know, I haven't got around to playing it a whole lot, but for when I played it, it's fun. Here's the disc and the manual. I heard it's also on the PS2 and Xbox as well. I think the Wii. I could be wrong though. Metroid Prime. Pretty good game. Not the best Metroid game if you ask me. Like, if you want a better Metroid game, get Metroid Fusion on the Game Boy Advance. That's a better game than this, but this isn't too bad. The scanning could get annoying and you could get lost pretty easily. And the bosses are very challenging, but other than that, it's not bad. I don't have the sequel, but I'll probably get that one day. Here's the manual and the disc. But yeah, I gotta get more into the Metroid series, personally. People say I'm missing out, so yeah. This is a cheap game. Super Bubble Pop. Jaleco made this one. It's just a regular sports game. It's basically like a puzzle game, kind of like it's basically Tetris, kind of, except, you know, more 3D, but it's okay. Not my favorite game in the world, but it's a good time waster. There's a disc, don't have the manual, but yeah. Very enjoyable, though. Underrated platformer right here, Dr. Muto, made by Midway. This is a game that came and went. Like, it came out, and there were people that briefly talked about it, and then no one really bought it. now it's become sort of collectible, I guess. This came out in 02. It's got a bunch of other stuff in it. The Gamecube version especially has become very sought after. But yeah, no manual, but there's the disc art. And yes, it's in a PS2 case, because when I got it, it didn't have a case. So yeah, I definitely recommend it if you want a good, enjoyable platformer. It's fun. And last but not least, we have Hard Vendetta. Not the greatest game in the world, but it's got its moments. It can be pretty tricky near the end, but it's very fun. You know, you get to shoot up people, and you get to hear a lot of swearing, and a lot of fun levels. It's made by FZero Games, yeah. I feel like it was a little rushed in a way, but in fact I think it was rushed from what I've heard, but it's fun for what it is. If you can get past the difficulty, it's really good. There's the disc and the manual. Like, it has checkpoints, but like it has areas. Like, the checkpoints are in areas rather than like parts of the specific level, but yeah. There's the guide, which has some hints and stuff. And the disc. I think I got this at a convention once. Yeah. Anyway, that's my GameCube collection. We're almost done. We got a couple more batches to go, and then I'll finish it all. So, see you in the next part.